Hello, this is Joe Welinske. I'm the program manager for ConveyUX, and I have the nice task of being able to speak with many of the presenters who are going to be at our event speaking here in Seattle in January. And the person that I'm talking with today is one of my colleagues at BlinkUX, Geoff Harrison. Hello, Jeff.
Hey Joe.
So we're both here in Seattle, but I know a lot about you, but why don't you just let us know a little bit about the organization and the nature of your work at Blink?
Sure. Yeah, Blink is a user experience consultancy, as Joe said, based here in Seattle, and we work with a lot of different types of clients to improve experiences across a lot of different types of applications and devices. Work on things that are consumer, business to business, even different types of devices, and a lot of it spans a lot of different um, types of work. And we do everything from full sort of user-centered design process with clients to helping them understand aspects of their design or how well a concept might be performing. So the work really spans a lot of different methodologies, but also types of work.
Are there any specific areas that you get involved in?
Yeah, so I'm involved helping our teams deliver mostly in the user-centered design side. So when we're doing a full user-centered process with a client, that involves generative research and developing concepts, evaluating concepts to be getting into more defined design and doing evaluative research methods on those to either improve an existing product or develop new products.
Well, I know I see a lot of all different types of projects flying around through the Blink area, and things are
Right.
changing, new things every week. But
Yep.
let me just ask you, just personally, are there any new areas, new technologies, or techniques that you're particularly excited about?
Yeah, I think as we start to work with especially more devices and device types that either output to screens in different ways. The interesting thing is how people are interacting in between devices and screens, and that could be either from a desktop to a phone, or a tablet to a thermostat, or a phone to their oven or something like that. Some kind of connected device. So those transitions in between the devices have become really interesting, and thinking about how people use things, and what an ecosystem is. It's not just everything I do is on my phone. That phone is connected to a lot of different things, um, and how people move between things has become really interesting.
Well, at the conference, you're going to be doing one of the mini workshops, and
Right.
that topic seems to be pretty popular with people who are signing up, mapping design decisions to evidence.
Right.
Maybe talk a little bit about the theme of your workshop and kind of the seeds of of where that came from, what you were thinking about as you started to put this together.
Sure. Yeah, I think it really came from here at Blink working on so many different types of projects, and for different, like I said, different clients, different platforms, and thinking about how we work with product teams and how product teams work together to um, come up with design solutions. There's uh, you know teams are structured in different ways. There's different types of stakeholders, and how do we uh, take things that are coming out of research and apply them directly to what we're doing in design. So mapping findings from research to the design decision, so that as we go through a narrowing process from uh, concept into more detailed design, we're actually taking tangible things from the research, and matching it up to design decisions that we're making. And so the workshop is all about methods that we've learned and how to do that, how to extract um, those tangible things from research, how to visualize research into succinct points and then apply it to design. And we talk about that throughout the user-centered design process, both from the generative research side to even the, some of the evaluative methods we use once we've got prototypes and we're actually have design stimuli that we're working with. So, really spans that. And the idea is to get better at bringing along product teams and stakeholders into the process so that they can see the lineage of how the design team is really coming up with a solution. We love it when we're in rooms where clients are saying, boy, I really feel like maybe this it should be a different solution, but I can't argue with how you came up with where this is and how the methods that you've used to get there. I think that's really it. Getting people on the same page with, it's not just our opinions that develop designs, but it's really the evidence that drives our decisions and helps us along.
Well, it looks like there's going to be a lot of specific tactics that you're going to be talking to people about in this area. You've been involved with it for quite a while now in the field, and
Yep.
I was wondering if over the last a few years of being in the field, if there's any particular things that you've seen changing, any trends that are affecting your work, the types of things that inform your design decisions that definitely have been noticeable over the past few years.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things I talk a little bit about in the workshop. In that, we've done some work with clients too, and in terms of patterns and practices, and there's kind of an explosion of information out there about how people are developing experiences and how well they work in certain situations. And I think certainly coming from our perspective of working with clients, there's a lot of sharing of information and looking at what competitors are doing, or looking across a variety of experiences to understand what patterns are really resonating with users and what works. And there's so much more available out there to sift through, and good stuff and questionable stuff, and whether or not stuff really is effective. Or but to me, that's been kind of exciting, is to be able to have more more to look at, more track record as people develop better experiences about best practices and what's working with both content and workflows and design. So to me, that's been the biggest change over the years. It's become a lot more sophisticated, to where now we're really getting into really better understanding why things work and what things work well, that we can apply to different situations.
Well, I think it's going to be a great workshop. We're looking forward to having that as part of the conference, and so everybody will get a chance to meet you as we get to it in what is about a couple of months now.
Yeah, it sounds great. I'm looking forward to it as well, and I know we've got a great lineup, and so I'm excited to also learn myself, and I think it's going to be a great conference.
All right, thanks a lot, Geoff.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.